What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about Madden 20, and you know, the whole situation about everybody still being so uptight. It's a lot of negativity that's being surrounded by it, and like I said, with the way that it played with the beta, aka XX, if they just keep the game that way, it'll be fine. Now, regardless of what you feel the past Madden was, I can tell you this right now, like, we're going to look at some of the stuff in this game, and like, namely this, right? This is why I know Madden has a chance to be really, really good. You notice, like, when they patched the game and those kicks, like the sky kicks, were able to go out of bounds, like for every kickoff, or you can automatically kick it out, you know, right at the actual pylon, to make sure that they never get a kick return. That was very, very, like, ridiculous, because that happened during, like, the real fulfilling part of Madden. And guess what EA did? They didn't patch it. I don't know if you guys realize that. It's kind of ridiculous that most of the games that were being played on the competitive level, everybody was either doing what I just did right there, or they were kicking the ball right out at the pylon. And it was something that could have been addressed, because they did patch the game again after that actually happened, but they left it alone. Remember, like, the fall forward glitch and stuff like that? They took out what was really, really bad, and they left stuff that didn't make any sense. But you know what? They wouldn't let us deal with it. Like, yo, bro, you got to deal with that. The fact that the ball's gonna go out of bounds every time on a sky kick. And that's what I'm looking towards with Madden 20. You see, if you can ignore minor stuff like that, because look, remember, right? They moved the kickoff up in the actual NFL. I think that kind of ruined Devin Hester for them doing that, but they moved it up to kind of lessen the kick returning part of it, because of all the research that they did, and you know, it proved to be one of the most violent and injury-prone parts of the game is the kick return, right? So the NFL actually did that. So EA leaving this unpatched, it kind of lets me know, like, there's a chance that once they release the game, regardless of what it is, they may just let us keep it like that. And if they do, like, come together and, like, you know what, that's a problem, but that's not really a major issue. Like, kicking the ball, you know, straight out of bounds on the sky kick, I can deal with that. Like, I have no issue with that. You know, like me not being able to return the ball, you know, my opponent not being able to return the ball all the time. But remember, in certain stadiums, when the wind is crazy, you still have the option to return it anyway, so it's not like every single time it's gonna be like that. But that's something that I wanted to talk about, because everybody's like, yeah, bro, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they're gonna patch the game, Gmi, you know that. Bro, listen, you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, at least the USA, you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say it's a free country, but obviously I have people that watch my videos all across the world, so that type of saying doesn't correlate to everybody, so I don't like to use it. But just put it like this: EA Sports does whatever they want. So they can easily say, you know what? We're gonna leave all the stuff the same, and you know, if there's a broken play, like there were certain plays in the beta that was kind of wild with the formation and the way that everybody blocked down the field. It was like straight pancake action. It was similar to like Buck Sweep in Madden 25. If you guys remember Buck Sweep in Madden 25, let me know in the comments, bro. That was one of the most ruthless plays ever made, bro. Buck Sweep, low-key, on 4th and 47, you were going for 6. And that's how bad it was, because the pancake action was crazy. And the only way to really stop it was to play coverage. Like, if you blitzed it, you wouldn't stop it. And that's what was ill about it. Like, people didn't know how to stop it. And, you know, obviously, you know, if I needed to bring it out, I'm gonna bring it out. You know what I'm saying, bro? And it is what it is. But it was interesting, because when you played a really decent player, you couldn't run it. Like, either way. And that's what Madden was always like. Regardless of how good you were, if you met somebody else that was a decent player, it was a competitive battle about what you knew versus what they knew and how to actually do it. Not just being like, you know what, like what I just did right there. I just didn't care anymore. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna throw it in the quadruple coverage. It don't matter, because my brain has like adapted the way. If you go back to, like, you know, my Madden 12, 13 videos, I never did this stuff. But you have to learn how to adapt. That's how animals survive in the wild, bro. Like, you can't just let EA do whatever they want. Remember, Madden 16, when I remember what changed me. I was playing, I think it was like, it was maybe like 1 month into the game. It was right after they patched Perriman. Like, you remember when Perriman was mad fast, and then what they did was they created the slide into your DMs so that the guy would always be able to slide into you and you will never be able to get by them. And then that's been like a recurring problem since then through all the last 4 years of Madden. What happened was this, right? I was playing somebody and it was a close game. I think I was up by maybe 4. No. I was up by 3. And the guy was going for a field goal. I believe I had this video on YouTube. He was going for 3, going for the field goal to tie the game. It was going to go into overtime. And it was a fake field goal. and he threw the ball to, I think, the holder. The holder ran out on a route or something, and he OBJ caught on me, and that's what changed me. That turn, it's like like when you watch The Incredible Hulk, you see like how he tries not to turn green. Like that changed my life. When the holder OBJ caught me in Madden 16, I was never the same. So that's what the whole thing was. I had to learn to understand. All right, they are changing this game, because any year prior to that, that would never ever happen. So I had to understand, you know what? I can't play this game like a logical person. I have to stop and think about it like, all right, look, this is how I'm going to play this game from now on. And this is how I have to proceed. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And then since then, it's been kind of wild for me, because after 16, they went to 17 with the swerve. And I'm like, I didn't really start swerving until like January of that Madden 17 year, but I should have been swerving since day one. And that's what we're gonna do for 20. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, look, let me just explain something, right? Again, no game is gonna be perfect, with the exception of God of War for PS4. Well, there's other ones, Metroid, all the Metroids, all the Mavericks. All right, EA is not perfect. All right, look, this is what it is. It's gonna be something that you can do in the game that's gonna be wild and savage, all right? So that's not what my argument is. My argument is everything that we were going through in 19, they won't be able to do the same things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they won't be able to just come out like what I'm doing right now. I wasn't running crossers day one. I started running crossers like after I played like 4 or 5 guys. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Nobody plays defense on crossers. All right, I'm gonna run crossers. You see what I'm saying? Like, offensive schemes, they're gonna vary, but this is what you'll learn. And then all these tip picks are so stupid, but don't worry about it. This is what you're gonna learn on a competitive level of any game, right? Whatever actually works in the game, everybody's gonna have a part of that in their game, no matter what it is, because it's simple. If you're able to make that one play, knowing that it's always highly successful, more than likely you're gonna be okay, like more than likely. So that's the reasoning behind why everybody is so concerned about the crosses. Yo, Gmias, are you gonna be able to run the crosses the same way when you were playing the beta? Was this happening? Like, I ran crossers in Madden, but it wasn't the same exact way, like the way that it is right now. Like, the corners and the safeties didn't just stand there and let you do it. They played it. Like, they literally, like, if you had them in the right zone, they ran back. And I did it myself, because like I said, a lot of people that I played, they came out playing the game like it was Madden 19, and they got dominated. So that's what I'm saying. Like, pretty much what's gonna happen is this. I can tell you this much: the way that they play their zones, the coverages and everything like that, that's all, fine and good. And the pass rush is unbelievable. Again, the release of the football, you know what I'm saying, the wind up when dudes are just trying to throw a drag route and the quarterback has to do all kinds of stuff to throw a drag, that's maybe a little bit wild that they might actually take a look at. But as far as everything else goes within the game, I gotta be honest with you, bro. I don't think that they're gonna be patching the game the same way. And that's why I'm saying, that's why it was good. Like, everything that I'm showing you right now, remember, when they had that fall forward glitch, once they patched that, something else, I forgot what happened with the rest of the game, but something else got crazy. But it wasn't too wild, because the game was already wild from the previous patches. But when you look at the fact, like I said, that they had time to look at the fact that the kickoffs are going straight out of bounds. Like, bro, dudes, you could put a 40 overall kicker in and the dude was kicking the ball out of bounds. And this was all on the competitive scene and everyone was seeing it, and they left it alone. Simply because the NFL themselves moved the kickoff up so that usually there's not a lot of kickoffs the way they used to be in the past. So they're like, all right, you know what? Let's leave that alone. So that's something that, like I said, you guys might look at that like, you know what? They probably just didn't want to bother with it or whatever like that. But that doesn't seem like something that they would just leave alone unless they realize, you know what? If we start playing around with that, what else is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is, like, we already know our track record. If we start playing with that kickoff, that might create all kinds of crazy stuff. So let's just leave it alone. If they continue to do that going into Madden 20 and just give us pretty much the beta, like if EA Sports, if I'm EA Sports, right? If I have anything to do with development, and I see that like a lot of people were like hashtagging extend the beta, which means they really liked it, I would correspond everything that I have into making the game more like the beta and minimize like the wind up, and that's pretty much it. I'll fix some of those broken plays that that were in the game as well, and but those kind of things I think that they can address more than likely like during the actual game, because they're going to be updating the game anyway with RPOs and a lot of different things throughout the year. Your playbooks are not going to be the same. That's going to be very, very huge, guys. I don't think you like a lot of people realize that, because you're going to have new plays. It's sort of like Fortnite when they add new stuff into it. Like, you're going to have to see what's new, because everybody's going to be able to adjust what they're doing on the fly. And because of the new plays, it's going to be a lot of things that you haven't seen yet. So you're going to have to be definitely tuned into the game and understand exactly what's going on to like keep up with Madden 20. And that's the first time that, to my knowledge, they've ever done that. Like, update playbooks during the year. That's going to be ridiculous. So maybe if they focus on that, that gives us the opportunity for them to leave everything else alone. Because that's what the biggest fear is. Like, if they start having too much time to start patching the game for ridiculous reasons, the game's going to get wild. But again, I'm just looking forward to playing the game. I know a lot of you guys are excited as well, and I think that they're going to gear themselves more towards the beta, so, you know, I can deal with that part. Anything else other than that, I'm out. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like a bandit in the night. Like, listen, bro, they start doing wild things. Yo, listen, hey, I got stuff I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let y'all know, like, yo, this is what it is, guys. This is where we're going with it, and this is how it is. But even with this gameplay right here with Ben Roethlisberger, this kind of proves my point, because he can't throw the ball further than anybody else. Like, regardless, as long as the quarterback can be Kempton 99, they all throw the ball the same. And that's what I'm proving going through these videos as we end the year off. I'm just interchanging different players and just putting them in, and they're all doing the same exact thing. Nobody has stood out and thrown the ball any differently. That all changes in Madden 20. You're going to get a different experience with all the players that you play with. And with the lower ratings and everything like that, you're going to experience a different game, in my opinion. So you guys got to get geared up for that. You know what you got to do right now. Follow me on Twitter at GmiasWorld, Instagram, and Facebook. Let me know if you're excited about the game. What else do you want to see going towards Madden 20? Drop it in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Share, like, all that good stuff. And just let me know what you guys want to see, because I just used Big Ben. I used Tom Brady. Who's next, bro? Leave it in the comments. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.